Today I would like to talk about going back to Windows. Oh shoot, that's definitely not Windows. In early 2000s there was a trend towards platform-dependent button prompts in video games. Some developers were trying to be clever and witty and suggested that players may want to exit to Windows. The idea itself is self-explanatory. It is a common practice to give people two options: to return to main menu or to shut down an entire application. Of course, they did this because they knew that Windows, due to its popularity at that time, was the only option to play video games on PC. Despite that Steam client for macOS was publicly released in 2010, and later, in 2013, Valve managed to bring Steam Play to Linux, Microsoft have been extremely successful at keeping the monopoly on PC gaming. You can find titles from like 2015 that features exit to Windows button across different genres. And the peak absurdity was reached by infamous Final Fantasy XV, which has been released on PC a couple of years later with the Windows Edition subtitle. Ew, gross. Today, 90% of the top 100 most played games on Steam work surprisingly well on Linux. And according to Proton database, Steam Deck's library exceeded 14,000 titles. Steam Deck has now sold multiple millions of units, and Linux market share on Steam almost reached 2%. By the way, 2% of daily online peak means that there are more than 600,000 Linux gamers out there playing video games each day. Windows remains the dominant position on the market, but thanks to Proton, a compatibility layer that allows Linux gamers to launch Windows titles without a hassle, we saw the end of platform-specific button prompts. The obvious decision was to replace that button prompt with a more neutral line, such as quit to desktop. After all, every computer has a desktop screen with all sorts of windows and panels. But the revolution of handheld PCs, kickstarted by Valve, kinda changed the status quo. Steam Deck is definitely not a desktop PC, and closing an application by default will bring you back to Steam library, and not to KDE Desktop. You may think that it is all nonsense and nobody cares about this little nuance. But Uncharted 4, which was released on PC in 2022 with a day one Steam Deck support, instead of quitting to desktop, suggests that you may want to quit to library. Not to your desktop, not to Windows, but to your library. That is cute! You can also find this detail in The Last of Us Part 1. Launch the game on Steam Deck and see it for yourself. The truth is, I do really enjoy seeing exit to Windows button prompt, because to me it's a wonderful reminder that nothing's gonna last forever, especially in the ever-changing gaming industry. Less than 10 years ago, we had video game developers who believed that PC version of their game will be only available on Windows. And now we can launch every single one of those titles on a handheld PC running Linux. Despite that I'm recording this as a silly 1st April joke, I'm gonna ask for your support in a very serious manner. As a one-man team, I'm responsible for everything you see on this channel, from cinematography and script writing to editing and gameplay recording. If you want to support me, please consider joining channel membership with special perks. You can also make a single donation by hitting Thanks button underneath the video. I keep my videos completely free from paid promotions, product placements and sponsorships. I respect my audience and I need your help to keep it this way. This was Reluctant Anarchist and I have nothing left to say.